Good morning. I am at a pub in London and I've got a very exciting day ahead of me. I've known James May for about 5.5 years and we filmed loads of videos with him in that time, but I've never witnessed him on a proper shoot, a TV shoot, and today is the first time I'm actually going to be able to see that. He is filming an ad for his gin, James Gin, and he's using his crew, his main TV crew, who film all of his stuff like his travel show, Our Man in Japan, Our Man in Italy, Oh Cook. So I'm excited to see what he's like with a TV crew, what the process is for a TV crew versus what we do for YouTube, and just sort of see how they get on really. The crew are inside setting up for their first shots of the day, but for now, let's go find James and see what the plan is. So James, what is the plan for today?
Well, we have a new gin. This is an advert, very short. We did one before for the American mustard, which we were terribly pleased with because it was so clever and funny, but it was too long. This is my local London pub. It's not my pub because our new gin is related to London in a very mysterious and special way. So we're actually filming in two different pubs. This one because we can have it early. This is the Cross Keys, around the corner from my house. And we're doing the interior scenes here, but the exterior bit we're doing next to the river, 3 minutes walk that way, because then we can get a river view and a very nice approach down an old-fashioned London alley.
What I'm most interested in is, obviously we've been filming together for, what, 5 years now? But I'm guessing the filming that we do is very different to TV filming, and you've got your TV film crew here.
I've got the hardcore of my TV crew, which is Sean and Dan, Sean on camera and Dan on sound, and I've been doing stuff with them since the very first episode of Man Lab, which was, when was the first episode of Man Lab? 2008?
2010. We released in 2010 and recorded in 2009.
We did the
2009.
Adventure in 2006.
Oh, of course, yes. Sean was on Great Wine Adventure, but not Dan, because he had a better offer.
Wow. I would have been 8.
Nobody liked me then.
Yes. Yeah, well, what makes you think we like you now? So I'm afraid they are familiar people.
I'm excited to see the differences and maybe we can learn and
Well, it takes longer. They've got bigger cameras, they charge more, they actually do less work, they drink more coffee, eat more of the food and moan more. That's...
Well, I'm sure that won't be the case. The first thing I've noticed is that you start a lot earlier than I'm used to. Today was quite rough for me, that 7 a.m. start time. Is that normal for TV?
Yeah, or earlier. But that's because you get up at 9:45 because you're a teenager.
I'm not a morning person, no. But so when you're doing your big trips and filming and like Our Man In, you start early every day.
Yes.
And you're filming for like 3 months.
Yes. Well, we were 3 months in Japan, yes.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing that you're needed, so I'll let you go and excited to see how the day unfolds.
Bacon sandwiches?
Yes, I'll go get you a bacon sandwich. James has now said that about 4 times.
Well, I'm speaking on behalf of the crew.
I fancy a bacon sandwich. I wonder if there's a bacon sandwich nearby. Lucy, do you want a bacon sandwich?
I'm speaking on behalf of my colleagues who don't like to make a fuss. So I make a fuss on their behalf. I don't want one particularly, but I'll have one out of solidarity.
Oh, if I'm going, you'll have one, yeah?
Yeah, I'll have one out of solidarity.
Okay, so my next thing for now is to go get bacon sandwiches for everyone.
It's only just there.
Yeah.
Just there.
With bacon sandwiches consumed, it was time to start filming.
You can see the monitor. There's by the till. There's hand wash. There's that blue donations thing. That is that. Yeah, thank you. What's that above that? Is that a note? Can we clear that off?
This is definitely not something that we have on our regular shoots. We have monitors, but nothing like this. I feel like I'm in Video Village or something. Also, they've got the biggest slider that I've seen. Again, we use sliders, but that's big. For reasons that will become clear, the ad was set on a rainy day in London. That meant James always needed to appear wet, which in turn meant someone needed to wet him down. My initial role as bacon sandwich courier therefore became rain continuity manager. And with no hose pipe available, we had to get creative.
Usual?
Yeah, drizzle. Cheers.
Is that it? That script's changed, isn't it?
We're talking about the weather.
One more? That one. Yeah, that's fine, we can run. This is good.
It's actually quite interesting. We've been filming for about half an hour now, and I reckon we've got maybe sort of 15 seconds of the overall video. In our shoots, we are very limited on time. We tend to maybe get James for a couple of hours. So we shoot in a bit more of a rough and ready style, and we just get as much content as we can. Obviously, YouTube is a lot lower stakes than TV. So it's been interesting to see how the day's unfolding so far.
You know what? There are only 3 types of people in the world. Those who can count and those who can't.
I've been told that this is a really small TV crew, and even though it's small, it's much bigger than what we normally have. There's dedicated people to help with moving the lights and helping lighting a shot. There's a dedicated sound man. A lot of the time when we're filming, we have sort of one person do everything. So it's cool seeing everyone having their own individual role and it all coming together. The crew have just finished the last shot in this location, so now it's time to pack up and move on to the next pub. They've got a lot more kit than us, so I'm going to see how long it takes them.
Be quicker if you gave us a hand.
Right, but it's only exterior.
Better help then. We've arrived at the next location, and the first job is to wet this whole pavement in front of the pub entrance. Got some jugs of water. Let's see how much we can get covered. That's the walking into the pub shot done. Lovely looking wet pavement. Now everyone is moving all of the kit to the other side of the pub where there's a nice garden overlooking the Thames. We're at the second pub now. How do you think it's been going so far?
Well, actually a bit easier than I thought, apart from that it's not raining. Whilst we were thinking about this, we had, what, just 2 weeks of perfect, as in terrible weather, but perfect for what we wanted to do. Not raining properly, but just wet, damp.
Yeah, it's the first time.
And it was even doing it this morning whilst we were filming indoors, and now we're outside, it's brightening up, as we say in England. But apart from that, we can make it wet. We can use the magic of television.
Of course, CGI. I, from my experience, have been finding it kind of
boring?
No, not boring. Slower, because everything's a lot more intricate. Is this the speed that your normal sort of TV shoots run, or are they normally even slower, or is the pace different?
There's a straight. It's a bit. I've always thought, not that I've ever been in one, a bit like it is supposedly to be in a war, which is long periods of inactivity, punctuated by extreme action. Actually, this is quite relaxed. When we're doing things like the travel show, it's quite frantic. You have to move about a lot, and there's always lots of other people in the way or helping, or it's. The thing is, I've been doing stuff with Sean, especially for so long that
there was shorthand.
Well, there's the shorthand, but also if we're doing, I'm thinking about when we were doing things that are potentially quite complicated, like all the way back to Man Mad, also doing some things on the travel show that are in crowds or have lots of other people or lots of things involved. There's usually a lot of worry about, oh, shall I go here, stand there, where should the camera go? But I just know where he's going to be, and he sort of knows he knows when I'm just having a pause because I'm thinking of something glib to say, so he doesn't cut. That's right, isn't he? And I just sort of know, I know he's there. I know where he is now.
Makes sense.
Even when he's in another part of Britain, I know where he is and which way his camera's pointing. I can just tell. And I know if I've said something well or not, because I look at Dan. He doesn't have to look at me, and I just see a little movement in his head that makes me think I can do that better. I know, because Dan didn't like it, and Dan is listening. Nobody else is listening. See, only Dan is actually listening to what I'm saying. Sometimes he just sort of goes like that. Not to me, to his handbag, as if his electric handbag has been offended by my poor performance. And then I do it again. Everyone else is going, right, we got that. And I go, no, Dan says no. I'll do it again.
That's cool.
Rarely, obviously, we do almost everything in one take.
We just got back from the final pub. We are now in the bunker. James, thank you for letting me come along and see what it's like to watch your TV crew film something. I really enjoyed seeing it.
It's been fantastic having you as ever, Lucy.
The video that they filmed is actually going to be the next thing that viewers see. Do you want to intro it? Tell them a little bit about what they're about to watch?
Well, yes, this is an advert. It's a bit of a joke advert, really, for the third James Gin flavour. We started with Asian parsnip, which is the one we just did for a laugh, but which became quite successful. Then we captured the spirit of America with American mustard gin, or American ramstud, as it's known in America, because we're not allowed to call it American mustard, because it isn't actually mustard. It's gin. Our third flavour is designed to invoke the olfactory sensation that you enjoy when you walk out of your house on a hot day, but it's just started to rain very slightly. So you get that smell. You know the big word for it because people do and are very pleased at knowing it, so I'm not going to say it, but it's designed to recall that, and it's called London Drizzle. And here is the advert now. Like, comment, subscribe. Howdy.
What can I get you?
The usual.
How's the weather out there?
The usual.